Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a little chit chat. Get ready with me while I tell you why I'm here in Vegas and all of the things I love about Vegas while I get ready for my night out in Vegas. So I am here right now for a work conference, but if you know me, you know that Vegas is my absolute favorite US city. I love Vegas so much, and I want to kind of tell you why I love Vegas and share with you some of my tips, tricks, hacks, favorite things to do, favorite places to eat, and favorite things to see. And I thought, what better time to do that than while getting ready for my night out. So let's jump on into it. Starting off with my Clinique Moisture Surge. This will probably be half of a get ready with me makeup tutorial, as well as like a chit chat about Vegas. I always start my makeup routine with a lotion. Oh, I forgot my headband. One moment. Okay, this is my makeup headband. There we go. So I have my face lotion on, and then today I'm going to try this new primer. This is the e.l.f. Hydro Grip. Right now it is 3 p.m. I don't need my makeup to last too long tonight, but I have been wanting to try this primer, so I figured I'd give it a go today. That way I know if I need it tomorrow. Tomorrow is the very first day of the conference, and so I'm gonna need my makeup to last about 12 to 13 hours. I'll probably leave my hotel room around 7 or 8, and then I have meetings and seminars and networking and everything all the way through 5 p.m. and then I have a happy hour, and then I have dinner. So you know, we need that makeup locked in. Okay, primer's on. While my primer is setting, I'm gonna put a little chapstick on. This is just an EOS lip balm. And if at any point you catch me looking this way, it's because this is where my mirror is, but I'm gonna try to stay tuned into the camera. Okay, going in with foundation. What do I want to use today? I am using the NARS foundation in the shade. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Santa Fe. And I just put this directly onto my beauty blender and then apply it to my skin. So this is my second time in Vegas for a work conference, but I am not exaggerating. I think it is my 100th time in Vegas, period. I started coming to Vegas with my family when I was really little. Like, I remember, like, the rule was obviously kids can't be in the casino, but because casinos are so prevalent here, it's like sometimes you have to walk through the casino in order to get to a certain restaurant or a place that you're going. And so the rule my mom always said was that we can walk through the casinos, but we just have to keep walking. We can't like stop. So I have like the earliest memories of like walking through the casino and seeing like the lights and everyone just like having such a good time. So I've been coming to Vegas for a really long time. And then my dad actually took me to Vegas for my 21st birthday. And then literally I have been in love ever since. People often ask me why I love Vegas so much. And to me, Vegas is just a place that has something for everyone. And okay, really quick, I'm gonna go in, pause on that really quick. What I'm going to do is use my Rare Beauty blush. I'm actually gonna put this blush on first and a little heavier, and then I'm going to go in with my NARS concealer and do under my eyes and then kind of diffuse the blush a little bit. It's a little trick that I've learned. Oh, so the reason personally that I love Vegas is I love any excuse to dress up. I love any excuse to celebrate, to have a good time, to go get a good drink, to have a nice cocktail. Like, I'm just a very bubbly, outgoing. I want to be out. I want to be meeting people, having fun. I want to be out on the town. I want to be wearing my cute little heels. I want to be dressing up. And like Vegas, you can do that whether it's Sunday at noon or it's a Friday night at 9 p.m. Like you can just get away with being over the top, I guess. And so that's what I always loved about it, is just being able to celebrate and dress up and just have a really good time. But then of course, naturally over the years as I've been coming, it just became really nostalgic for me. So like every place that I go, I have like a story to tell or a memory to share. Okay, so you can see like the blush is on pretty thick, pretty heavily. This Rare Beauty blush I blend out with a dry beauty blender. And now I'm gonna go in and conceal under my eyes. And then it will help kind of soften that blush up just a little bit. Perfect. So anytime I've had like something to celebrate, whether it's like a birthday, or maybe I just want to get together with my girlfriends and we want to have a girls trip, I am always advocating for Vegas to be an option. And I have taken so many of my friends to Vegas. I did a huge girls trip a few years back. I just came a couple of months ago with one of my best friends. Jared and I have been together multiple times. And then of course I came a lot with family. Now, I have to preface, I do love to gamble. I love the casino. I really like playing blackjack and roulette. I haven't tried any really other table games. And I don't mind playing the slot machines, but I feel like I lose my money quicker when it comes to the slot machines. And I feel like gambling too is kind of like just a little bit of a touchy subject. You have to be careful because one, there's a lot of people out there that can't control themselves when it comes to a vice like that. There's a lot of people that unfortunately have these addiction problems. There's a lot of people that have addiction to gambling or to drinking and to the environment that Vegas does encourage. So I just want to preface that I advise you to do only what's healthy and safe and comfortable for you. That being said, I always set a budget when it comes to gambling when I'm in Vegas. So I view it as almost a mode of entertainment. So instead of going and seeing one of the Cirque du Soleil shows where I would probably spend $250 on a ticket, instead I'm like, you know what? My budget for gambling entertainment is $250 because I'm okay to lose that money. I'm not expecting to win anything. And then my philosophy is I just make that $250 last as long as I can. Okay, so foundation, concealer, blush is done. I'm gonna do my brows really quick, but I literally cannot talk when I do my brows, so I will be right back. Okay, brows are done. I always feel like my brows look super intense when I don't have eye makeup on, so just bear with me. I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Brunette for them. This is a really good dupe for the Anastasia brow pencil. I've been using this for so many years. Okay, so back to the whole gambling thing. Do what is most comfortable for you. If you're willing to throw some money down on a couple of games, then do it. But if not, don't worry about it. That's my other favorite thing about Vegas is there is something for everyone. There's so much to do. The people watching here is literally incredible. Like, you can just walk up and down the strip and you're just passing by shops and restaurants and bars and souvenir shops and clothing stores, and I mean, like, you will walk by a Ross and then you'll walk by a Prada. Like, it's, again, so versatile. And then you're just seeing people from all over the world that have came here for their vacation or they're here for work. That's another thing, is it's such a huge, like, working conference hub. Literally today when I flew on my flight, when I was coming here, it felt like everyone on my plane was here for the conference that I'm at. It was insane. Okay, so right now, really quick, I'm taking my Laura Mercier powder and I am just going to set my under eye. I'm gonna set my under eye first, and pro tip, when you're using the powder like this, I dip it straight into the pot, and then on the back of my hand, I'll tap it just to get a little bit of that excess off so that we're not too powdery. I'm gonna do that again, and then I'm gonna start to just work this all over my face. Perfect. This setting powder is one of my favorites because it's really, really good at keeping me not super oily. Okay, wonderful. Once I have my entire face powdered, taking this big fluffy brush, I'm just gonna swirl it around with any extra powder in the cap and then blend and buff out the rest of my face. So growing up, we always went to Caesar's properties, like Caesar's Palace, Planet Hollywood, the Flamingo. Fun fact, my parents actually had their honeymoon in Vegas at the Flamingo. So I always thought that that was kind of fun. So like I said, I kind of grew up in the Caesar's property world of things, I guess. So naturally, as I started to travel to Vegas, I would just go kind of where I was comfortable, and that was, of course, Planet Hollywood and the Flamingo. Now, those hotels you can get some fantastic deals at. Like, I have seen it as low as $0 and you just pay the resort fee, which is about $35. And then of course on a weekend or maybe a week that something exciting's happening or there's a huge concert or whatever, anywhere from like $50 to $100. But when you think about it, like in terms of hotel stays in really popular cities like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, $100 for a really nice hotel is actually quite a steal. So I always brought my friends to those properties, and that's just kind of where we stayed. And then as I continued to stay there, then I started to build like my favorite bars and restaurants and spots to hang out at around those. So then I just kept coming back. But in the recent years, I've actually kind of bled over into the MGM properties and started to stay there a little bit more. And now it's just a toss up on which one I decide to do. Typically, if I am traveling for work to Vegas, which does happen about 1 to 3 times a year, I'm typically staying at MGM properties because they hold the conferences that my work attends. So I really like both, but I'd like to dive into kind of the differences that I've seen. But while I'm doing that, I am gonna take my Hoola bronzer. I'm just gonna bronze up the face on the foreheads and not really contour, but just kind of chisel a little bit of a cheekbone if I can. In my opinion, the MGM properties, and I'm thinking Bellagio, Aria, which I'm in right now, MGM, trying to think, Cosmopolitan, those are the ones that I've stayed at, and they are much nicer in my opinion. Amenity wise, just room wise, I do feel like it's a little more updated. It's kind of that crisp, clean, especially Bellagio, Aria, and Cosmopolitan. They're probably 3 of the nicest hotels I've ever stayed at. And if you want to see a little bit more of what the rooms look like, do head over to my Instagram because I do room tours at all the hotels that I stay at here in Vegas. So it'd be fun to watch those. But the properties are so large, like they are ginormous, that I'm not even exaggerating. Sometimes from walking into the hotel door to get to your room could be easily a 15 to 20 minute walk. So very big properties, which is kind of one of the negatives. It also, because it's a nicer property, they tend to carry nicer bars, restaurants, and so they have a little bit of a higher price tag, so you can expect to spend more money when you're staying at these properties. At least that's what I've found, versus when you're staying at Caesar's properties. Like my favorite, hands down, Planet Hollywood. Just the location is absolutely ideal. It could not get any better. Flamingo is a little outdated, but again, great location, great price. Caesar's Palace is a beautiful hotel. I'm trying to think of where else I've stayed on the Caesar's side. Obviously Paris and Link, a little outdated. The Link isn't even the Link anymore, it's the Horseshoe. They're outdated, but if you're looking for a good deal that still is centrally located, like, you cannot go wrong. Okay, real quick, as I'm doing my bronzer, if I ever get a little messy with my bronzer, I will go back and I'll take my beauty blender and I will dip it into my Laura Mercier powder. So I get a good chunk, if you can see, I'll get a good chunk of powder there on my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna wipe kind of under to clean up that bronzer line. Just like that. And I will honestly just let it sit there for a second while I do my blush. There's lots of blush options today. I think I'm gonna do my NARS Orgasm. It's so pretty. It's like very pink and gold sparkly, and I really dig it. Let me find my blush brush. I'm just gonna put this on top of the liquid blush that we already did. It adds like such a nice glow that I don't even feel like I need highlighter. Let me look at my bigger mirror. Cute. Okay, then I'm going to take that same big fluffy brush and clean up this powder. Just wipe it away. Wonderful. Okay, I'm almost wishing my blush was just a little deeper, so I'm going to take my e.l.f. blush palette. I'm gonna grab this darker peach color and just do a tiny little bit right on top. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so MGM versus Caesars. Typically people will pick one and kind of stick with it just so they can earn points and then they can earn status. Like I said, I do lean Caesars because I do have Caesars status, so it's just easier when I stay there. But like I said, I'm here for work this trip, so I'm staying at the Aria and I'm not complaining one little bit. It is such a beautiful hotel. But like I said, the thing with staying at Caesars properties is I do feel like the restaurants, like the eating options, are a little bit more affordable. They tend to have a lot more like grab and go. I don't know, it's not fair to say that it's cheaper, but I do feel, no, I will say it. The food options are cheaper near Caesars properties, but again, you can't go wrong with either. It's Vegas. I love to eat, I love to drink. Let's talk about some of my favorite restaurants, but first, this is a Fiji water, but I put a liquid IV in it. I put way too much liquid IV in this tiny little bottle. Ugh. Oof. While I'm talking to you about some of my favorite restaurants, I'm going to be doing my eyes, and I'm gonna use this eyeshadow palette. I'm probably gonna stick in these brown smoky colors. Maybe I'll get excited and do like a pop of green. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so let's start with breakfast. So one of my favorite quick little easy restaurants to grab breakfast at is gonna be Earl of Sandwich. That is in Planet Hollywood. It is literally breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos. They do have lunch options too. That's really, really good. They also have a Chick-fil-A right outside Planet Hollywood that is nice. The Aria has this like, I think it's called the Patisserie. So they do like breakfast sandwiches, croissants. It's a little like Italian themed. It is incredible. The Cosmopolitan has a restaurant called Egg Slut. Yes, Egg Slut. They do egg sandwiches, like breakfast sandwiches. It is incredible, but you have to get there early. Like we got in line, I think they open at like 7 a.m. and we got in line at 6:30 and we were probably like 20th in line. Now they move through the line quickly, but it is really popular. It's kind of one of those like Instagrammable spots, but it's really, really good. And then hands down, my favorite place to eat breakfast in Vegas, I'm not kidding you when I say every single person that comes to Vegas with me, we go to this breakfast restaurant. Like, if you know me, you know we're eating here. It is Mon Ami Gabi in Paris. It is right across from the Bellagio fountains. So if you get there early, you can actually request to sit out on the patio and then you're eating your breakfast while watching the Bellagio fountains. It's so beautiful. They do also breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but by far their breakfast is always my favorite. Their bacon is to die for. Their scrambled eggs are so fluffy and delicious. I try to recreate it at home. I can't. I never will. Their toast, like literally, like I'm like saying the most basic breakfast items, but they're so fantastic. Their Bloody Marys are super large and delicious. And if you do go for breakfast and you're drinking, get an espresso martini. It is hands down one of the best I've had. It has made my list for my top 5 espresso martinis. And that list is tight because I love an espresso martini. Just such a good breakfast place. The food is really good. The views are beautiful. The service is amazing. And it is a little, it's not expensive. It's not overpriced by any means. But it's affordable luxury, I would say. It's like probably $2 to $3 signs. That's what I'd give it. Now for lunch, I'm always loving a like Mexican lunch, some tacos. And there's no shortage of amazing lunch restaurants on the Strip. Specifically in that area that I frequent a lot, there's like a Cabo Wabo, there's like a La Fiesta Cantina that's really good. If you're looking more for like maybe like a bar and grill, there's a place inside the Miracle Mile shops called Blondie's. That's really good. And then if you go inside the like Aria Cosmopolitan area, they have 2 different like food halls where it's just kind of like a food court at a mall, but it's like a little nicer and higher end. You can grab like quick bites there and all of the food is super, super good. Today I went to one that was like a sushi restaurant and I just like sat at the bar and had a couple hand rolls. It was delicious. I want to do something like a little darker in my corner as well as my brows. I'm going to use this skinnier brush for my brows and then this other brush for my outer corner to put like a little bit of a darker color in there. I'm like, should I just go black? Should I just go all the way? Should I do it? Okay, right now I'm just filling in my brows with a dark brown. Nothing too fancy. They just are looking a little dull. That's probably better. Okay. And then dinner, oh my god, I think I'm just gonna list them off because I literally feel like there's just gonna be so many. Beauty and Essex, Super Frico, STK, China Poblano. Those are all in the Cosmopolitan. They're really good. If you go over to the Bellagio, I think there's a sushi restaurant. It's like Yellowfin or Yellowtail. That's amazing. The Mayfair Supper Club is really good. In Aria, of course, there's Catch, which is a little expensive and sometimes kind of hard to get a reservation, but that's always amazing. What else is in? I just had one at the Aria. Oh, duh, Din Tai Fung is so amazing. And then for some cheaper, like not quick bites, but just like lesser expensive options, Pin Up Pizza, which is kind of hidden, but it's in Planet Hollywood. Yolo's, which is a Mexican restaurant inside Planet Hollywood. That's amazing. Ocean's One Bar and Grill, they're closing, I think I saw, but if you can still get there before they do 3 for $12 cocktails. Like you get 3 cocktails for $12. Like no caveat, no catch, nothing, like literally. That's amazing. Trying to think of what other. I do feel like when I'm in Vegas, I'm typically more of like, I'm more grabbing like, of course, any of the buffets that you go to are actually really good. Like the Bacchanal, I think is how you say it, at the Bellagio, the Caesars buffet. Like if you have a stigma against buffets, let it go and go to a buffet here in Vegas and your mind will be literally blown. They're amazing. There's a really good seafood restaurant. Oh, Catch? No, not Catch. Oh, what is it? Something Amalfi by Bobby Flay. That's a really, really good Italian restaurant. You're not gonna go wrong eating here. Just make sure you're making your reservations because a lot of the places will book up like really quickly. What's nice about being by yourself is you can kind of sit at the bar and they usually can fit you in. Of course, there's nothing like being in Vegas with your group of friends. Like I prefer that, but if you're by yourself, that's a plus. Okay, so I'm just like blending some browns and for some reason I wasn't getting the look that I wanted. So I went ahead and grabbed a black and I'm just gonna slowly start to blend this out into my crease. Then of course, one of my favorite things to do here is grab a cocktail, and there are some really fancy bars, there are some really great dive bars, there are some really great unique cocktails. If you're here, again, I know I keep speaking to this very centralized location, which is kind of where you have Aria, Cosmopolitan, Bellagio on one side, and then the other side you have Paris, Planet Hollywood, Miracle Mile. But that's just because that's where I'm the most confident. That's where I spent the most time. I've been to some of those restaurants like time and time and time again. So I just know the menus, I know what's good, I've done trial and error. So in that vicinity, if you're staying very centralized to the Strip, then I would highly recommend going to the Chandelier Bar inside the Cosmopolitan and asking for their secret menu drinks. They have this margarita that comes with a flower on top that if you chew it, it like numbs your mouth. It's wild. Definitely do that. Then there are a couple speakeasies, like in Beauty and Essex, they have like a little secret bar. If you go to Super Frico, there's like a secret ski bar that's back there too. Yolo's in Planet Hollywood that I mentioned was good for dinner. They have really good margaritas, like not made with a mix, like they make their own simple syrup, they're squeezing fresh limes, like it's phenomenal. That would be a really good one. But then if you walk a little further down, almost to the Link Promenade area where like the High Roller is, you'll walk by typically a group of people that are passing out buy one get one free cards for the Fuel Bar. I recommend that if you are trying to turn up. If you are trying to get a little crazy, then definitely go to the Fuel Bar because their drinks are crazy strong, and it's buy one get one free. So you and a friend can go and you can buy a drink and get theirs for free, or you can buy a drink and make it a double for free, and they're so good. They have like, I think one of the drinks is called It's Britney Bitch. Love it. Their drinks are good, and they're the kind of bartenders that like throw the cups up in the air and they just like make a show of it, and it's really, really fun. Okay, I need to put a little brow gel in. Again, like you can't go wrong with finding a good bar to go to here in Vegas. Sometimes some of my favorite bars are honestly just the casino bars. Beware that those ones are very pricey, but if you know the little $20 trick, then you can be drinking for free. But I won't give that away in this video. Although if you do want to know that secret, comment $20 down below and I will make a video. It's a little test to see if you're sticking through and watching. This is just the e.l.f. brow gel. I'm just gonna use this in my brows to make sure none of that powder falls out that I used earlier. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna put some eyeliner on. I will be back for the eyeliner part because Lord knows I cannot talk and draw a straight line at the same time. Okay, eyeliner is on. So now we're gonna do lashes and lipstick. And I think I'm gonna do these Ardell natural lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put glue on these. What would make me the happiest in the whole wide world is if someone let me plan their Vegas like trip for them. I feel like I have all of this almost like unnecessary knowledge that I need to be sharing. I just feel so passionate about being able to have a good time in Vegas and not being intimidated by the fact that it has such a strong drinking and gambling culture. Like I said, there's so much to do. Like all of the incredible shopping. They have so many malls, like everything from like malls that we see stores like Victoria's Secret, H&M, like MAC Cosmetics, Lush, like normal people malls, all the way up to being able to walk through like the shops at Crystals and the shops at Caesar's Palace and see these stores that you only like hear about, and you can like walk in and like look at all the designer bags and look at the designer clothes. So if you're a shopaholic, like great place for that. If you're a foodie, I cannot get this damn lash off. And then like, of course, if you're a foodie and you want to try restaurants, like the endless amounts of food you can try here. Just if you like nice weather and you want to lay out by the pool, like there's a whole, I mean, even if you just like nice weather and you want to be out in the pool in the sun, if you like music, like we haven't even talked about the clubs, the DJs, the concerts, the musics. We haven't even talked about the Sphere. We haven't even talked about Fremont Street. Like there is just so much that I could go on and on and on. And so truthfully, like if it's something that like you guys would be curious about, I would be so happy to talk about it. I'd be so happy if you have a trip coming up that I could like help you plan. Like that would be so fun. I just love Vegas. I love how there's so much opportunity out here. I love how you can do anything out here, like literally. And you can have a good time. Like sometimes maybe you just want to get drunk with your friends and gamble, and like, hello, what better place? That's what I'm gonna do. My plan actually tonight is to go down and have a little cocktail at happy hour and get some dinner and get a good night's rest because I have a long day tomorrow. I'm serious, Courtney. This is you now saying to get a good night's rest. I'll be back later with an update if that happens. Okay, I just put the glue on my lashes. So while that's getting a little tacky, I'm just gonna run a little bit of mascara through. Great. I should probably put some on my bottom. And then let's see if I can talk while doing a lash. I don't think my chances are high. These lashes too are like a little wonky because of how I ripped them off the package, but I love how a lash elevates my makeup look. Okay, these pesky inner corners. If you know, you know. Huh? I'm not so much concerned about tonight's lash because I don't need to wear it for too long. It's more tomorrow night's lash. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I know it's kind of different style, but right now like on my channel, I'm really just trying to try out different things. And obviously I'm passionate about travel. I'm trying so hard to talk like, oh, there we go. Oh, that one went on so easy. These lashes, I'm gonna get really close for a second. They're so subtle, but like I really do feel like they add a nice whoop. Okay, and then lipstick. Lipstick, I'm doing my NARS Lippy. This is in American Woman. I really need a lip liner. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna make a list right now. I'm gonna go to Sephora because I need an eye mask, a lip liner, tweezers, and a razor. Got it? Let's put this on. This is one of my favorite lipsticks. I just feel like no matter what I'm wearing, no matter what makeup look I do, no matter how pale or tan that I am, this lip looks good. Okay, what else? Setting spray. I am using the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. Do a little bit of this. Whew. All right. And I think we're complete. I will say that the camera, I feel like, washes out the makeup just a little bit. I'm still trying to work with my bathroom lighting here, but this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed chit-chatting with me. This is so much fun. This is the kind of content I love to do when I get to talk more with you and you guys can learn more about me. So if you liked this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys all very soon.